In the final stages of the naval invasion of the Dominican Republic, a supply convoy going from the ports in Puerto Rico has been attacked by British light forces. It's going to be up to our destroyers to defend the transports. While the transports are disengaging, the destroyers are on the hunt. Winston Churchill is a John C. Butler class destroyer in the lead, followed by the slightly larger USS Porter, obviously lead ship of her class. And we are hunting 2 British destroyers, and it is still daytime, but sun is a little low, so we'll see if we can spot them. Okay, enemy destroyer spotted straight ahead, so Winston Churchill is opening up. It'll come down to nerves here, I think. Enemy destroyers are going to smoke, so we will do it. We will go for the turn, try to get our torpedoes away, but it'll probably become a gun duel. We've lost visual, but so have they, due to the smoke. I'm not sure if they have torpedoes away, so we're going to do a full turn with the Winston Churchill. They have smoked up immediately once they realize that we're about to torpedo them. So we will perform a full turn, and then we'll see if we can reacquire them in their smoke screen. There come the enemy torpedoes. So I think we should be all right. Hard turn. Porter is already in the turn. I don't think she will run into those torpedoes. There's the enemy destroyer. Let's see if we can get our own torpedoes away. That's a lot of torpedoes coming in, but obviously we don't know how many more the British are having. Winston Churchill has launched her own torpedoes, and I think we might have the advantage in guns here at least. And we will give chase, although that is somewhat risky in terms of might be running into more torpedoes. But we've avoided the first ones. Our own spread is away. I'm not sure if Porter hasn't launched yet. There are more torpedoes incoming. Okay, definitely more torpedoes incoming. Hard turn from the Churchill. Friendly torpedo spread is underway, but I don't think we'll have trouble avoiding these. And then we'll close in. And try to get some guns on target here. That should be the torpedo spreads from both destroyers, so technically they should be pretty much out at this point. Porter still hasn't launched. She's still in pursuit. So now we'll get close and see if we can. I think they have avoided our torpedoes as well. So I will get in close and see if we can get our guns on target. Let's focus down the destroyer in the rear. I'm not sure if they're the same class, but we'll go for a. I've had surprises with torpedoes, so I'm still cautious here. Let's see if we can get a little closer because they are smoked up, and see if we can get the guns on target. I'm not sure if we're faster, or if they. Yep, there we go. Nice. We're starting to land some hits here. Not sure if we are faster or if they've just lost so much speed in the turns. But Porter is a relatively capable gunboat, so I don't mind them going after him. Yep, I think the second destroyer here is going to go down relatively quickly to the combined gunfire of the Churchill and the Porter. And then we will chase down the other one. I don't think they'll have torpedoes ready in time. She's already significantly flooding. And I think we can. Yep, she's sinking. That was the Witch. And we've got the Swale still, who is now running, which isn't going to help her. I think. Did Porter have. Yeah, Porter has twin forward firing guns, whereas the lead ship is bouncing. The Winston Churchill only has, I think, a single twin turret, yes. Is bouncing the light shells of the enemy off the front. And the British destroyer is in full retreat. I'm going to detach the two because I don't know which one of them is faster. Yes, the Porter is significantly faster on her own, so I'll get her to give chase. And the Winston Churchill as well can only do 32 knots, but the British destroyer is running, so Porter with 35 knots is going up ahead. British destroyer, however, seems to be doing 38 knots at full speed, so she's quite a bit faster than our aging destroyers here. And unless we can land a hit, she might be able to get away. I'm going to try and get the rear guns on the Porter to get on target, to give us a bit of a better chance, because Porter has 8 guns. So if we can get the rear turrets engaged as well, she might have a chance to land a couple of hits. We do need to slow her down, otherwise we're never going to catch this thing. I think Porter has landed a hit on the somewhere on the stern, on the bow section, but is getting a little far away now, so the chances of her actually hitting anything are relatively small. We might have to steer a bit closer here again, while the Winston Churchill is falling behind and is not really going to be able to. He has to be really lucky to hit that destroyer. And I think the fire at the bow has minimal damage, hasn't slowed her down at all. And Porter's shots are way off. And she has launched torpedoes, which is fascinating. It's she's been on a really strange. She's been on a straight ahead course. It's not a problem for the Winston Churchill to disengage, but she might have some torpedo launchers that can launch at very aggressive angles, but from the stern, but not a problem. Okay, I think we've finally managed to land a hit in the stern section. Yes, she is burning at the stern. She is flooding. I think that was one of Porter's shells that managed to hit her there. Let's get the Churchill to chase, and Porter is chasing as well. I'm not sure if she's slowing down just yet. Yeah, Porter is starting to land hits now, and I think yes, she's got engine trouble. I think that's going to be it for this British destroyer. I am curious where they have yes, they've got the torpedo launchers mounted in the stern, so they can launch torpedoes rearwards. And now she's starting to take on quite a bit of water, so I think that's going to be the end of it. The transports are safe, and the Winston Churchill actually has dealt the killing blows here with the 5-inch guns. Meanwhile, American troops have secured southern Colombia, and with that front closed up, reinforcements have arrived in Venezuela, and we should be able to push the British back now without too much trouble. There's still a British invasion going on in Honduras, but so far they seem not to be making too much progress. We might try an assault there next, but we also want to clear out the rest of the Caribbean islands here. Once the fleet has arrived in Charleston, the first battle group from Mississippi and Arizona, and they need to do some repairs and rearming, so they'll be out of action for a little bit. The other 2 battle groups are in the theater in the Dominican Republic, and we'll finish off the naval invasions here. While the naval invasion is coming to its conclusion, some light forces have been detached to deal with naval support in Honduras. And the San Francisco, the New Haven, the Salem, 2 Brooklyn-class light cruisers, as well as the destroyer Porter, are taking on 2 British heavy cruisers, as well as 2 British light cruisers. San Francisco's radio direction finder has picked up enemy communications, so she is laying course. We do have the advantage of having the Porter with us, which is going to be able to hopefully scout them before they can see us, And I have detached New Haven and Salem as an independent group. They are going to be operating independently from San Francisco. I do have to be a little careful because of the 2 enemy heavy cruisers, but I'm relatively confident that we can take them on. Porter being the only torpedo armed ship in our group. And we've made contact. It would be probably one of the heavy cruisers. Wow, that's a heavy cruiser? That's a very heavy British cruisers. I see lots of torpedoes on there, as well as pretty big guns. So that's going to be an interesting game. Let's see how San Francisco is faring. I'm not sure if they know that Porter is here. There are light forces, and they're all going to have torpedoes. So we do have to be a little careful here. And we'll get Porter to scout. We'll get the Brooklyns to start targeting the heavy cruiser over here. And they will also need to slightly disengage, and we'll get San Francisco to turn the other side and also start targeting the light cruisers in front. But yeah, they're all torpedo threats, and the British are not bad at this, so we'll have to be careful. We'll see what we can do with Porter. We definitely do need to get a little closer. But I think the light cruisers are starting to make contact now. I've seen shell fire coming in. Or is that aimed at San Francisco? No, that's aimed at San Francisco. So let's maintain our distance with San Francisco for now. Take on the light cruisers, and I'm going to switch fire from the Brooklyns also to the light cruisers, which appear to be screening the heavies. So let's get these engaged first. Gun range is 14.5 kilometers for the San Francisco, which is definitely too far to be effective. But the heavy cruisers are already opening up, even though they're at 14 kilometer range. So they might actually have some relatively big guns on them. Although at this range, I don't think they'll be particularly effective. Just have to be careful about torpedoes here. So I might have to maneuver a little bit. I think 10 kilometers is when I'm going to get concerned about torpedoes. And it seems that they have spotted the Porter now. So the heavy cruisers are turning away, which means we'll be holding torpedoes for now. And we'll see if we can get Porter a little bit closer and get into a chance of a torpedo run. Okay, New Haven is now starting to open up at extreme ranges at the light screening cruisers. Heavy cruisers are holding back a little here. So if we can peel the light cruisers off, that would be good. But San Francisco is not quite as fast as the other two, so we do have to be also careful not to unnecessarily risk our Brooklyns here. And I think at 9 kilometers, I am going to start evasive actions against potential torpedoes. Same with San Francisco. Let's switch sides while Porter is still on an aggressive course and might be able to get torpedoes away of her own. But if the British are keeping their distance, then not that easily. So I'm at this point more keen for Porter to actually spot enemy torpedoes for us. How are we on ammunition? I think we're good on ammunition. Just need to get the guns turned around. Definitely zigzag course is the name of the game here, but I think we are starting to have a solution here on that light cruiser, and we're starting to land hits. That was actually Porter with her guns, so who does need to be a little careful here that she's not running too close, but she's a capable gunboat as well. Oh, yep, 6-inch hits now starting to rack up on the light cruiser. Zigzag again, switch sides. That is going to throw off our solution, but unfortunately we do have to be a little careful here with torpedoes. And I don't know if they have smoke screens ready, but keep it at range for now and try to reacquire the target. What are these light cruisers looking like? They're not looking that great, honestly. I see relatively small guns, plenty of them though, so these are more like scout cruisers actually. And there come the torpedoes. That's aimed at... I'm not sure if these are aimed at Porter or San Francisco. It might be San Francisco, so let's get San Francisco to turn. And we're going to get the others to zig and zag again. Porter is now getting in relatively close here, so I think I am going to drop my torpedoes. Smoke off torpedoes away. There are more torpedoes spotted. That might have been aimed at... yeah, these are aimed at the light cruisers. So we do have to watch out here. I'm not sure if we can still get the turn. Might have to just go straight through them. And there are more torpedoes coming in from there. Okay, those torpedoes I have no idea where they're going. But where's Porter? Porter needs to turn around. Get your torpedoes away and get out of there for now. We are managing to get through that relatively easily. And I think now we are in a range, yes. We are starting to land a few hits here. I think San Francisco needs to turn as well, because that spread is potentially dangerous for her. Yes, San Francisco needs to turn into the torpedo spread as well, because that is a threat. Brooklyns are getting a little close for comfort now. So turn away, and where do these torpedoes go? I have no clue. Porter, turn around. San Francisco, you need to torpedo dodge. Oop, that torpedo doesn't... there's one more torpedo that I didn't see. Oh, that might be a hit. Oh, that scraped the paintwork. Whew, that was close. Okay, light cruisers at point blank now. Shredding through these enemy light cruisers or enemy scout cruisers. More torpedoes in on the other side. I don't think that's a threat. Oh, there are more torpedoes here. I have no idea where these even came from, but Salem, smoke up, detach, turn hard into the torpedoes. And I think Salem is safe. Okay, New Haven, get away from there as well. Yeah, we definitely got a little close for comfort here. Porter has launched her torpedoes and as such needs to get out of there. San Francisco, where's San Francisco? Here. San Francisco is safe for now. More torpedoes incoming. Yeah, these British cruisers have a lot of torpedoes. So let's get Salem and New Haven to form up again. Go in for a turn. And where is Porter? Porter, turn around. And San Francisco, please finish off that light cruiser if you can. Might have to get a little closer. She is steaming at flank, so let's go down to 25 knots here. That might help her a little bit. There are more torpedoes launched. These light cruisers have lots of torpedoes, I think. More torpedoes launched. Porter, go evasive against the torpedoes. Light cruisers are... oh, there are more torpedoes incoming. Yeah, more torpedoes incoming. I think Salem should be relatively safe from that particular spread. And but New Haven does need to turn. Go evasive for these torpedoes. And San Francisco, turn into that torpedo as well. Have we finished off the light cruiser now? If we still haven't, San Francisco, please concentrate your fire on these light cruisers. You are getting awfully close to the heavy cruisers. Porter, counter, turn. Or are you safe? Oh, no, you're safe. Okay. Keep course. Turn this way. Light cruisers going evasive against more torpedoes. Just sailing in circles. We're not going to have a good solution here. But are these more torpedoes in the water? I think there are more torpedoes in the water. Hard Yeah, there's another torpedo. Hard to starboard. And then straighten her out. Straighten her out. More torpedoes incoming. They're probably aimed at San Francisco. San Francisco, go back to all ahead flank. You're getting too close to the heavy cruisers. Full turn to evade the incoming torpedoes. A light cruiser is getting away now. And I do need to get my my formations back under control here. There were so many torpedoes. Whew. Where's Porter? Porter is over here. That's good. That's a safe distance. San Francisco has managed to make the turn without being targeted. And I would love to finish off the light cruiser first, however. So we'll get San Francisco to complete the turn. Keep targeting the light cruiser. Same with the Brooklyns. Please keep targeting the light cruiser. We've still got smoke going for another 2 minutes. There is another torpedo. That should be okay. That was a lot of torpedo dodging here. Porter should be reasonably safe at this point. And San Francisco, please go turn. And she does not have a good solution on this light cruiser. I just need a couple of good hits on her. We're going to get in closer with the Brooklyns, finish off the light cruiser, and then we're going after the heavies. Porter can try not to collide with our own ships here. Porter can make a turn. She doesn't have torpedoes reloaded yet, but start targeting the 2 heavy cruisers. And San Francisco is safe from torpedoes. Back down to 25 knots. And please try to finish off the, what is that? Attentive. So let's get a bit closer. The Brooklyns, please do not run into the sinking Gladiator here. Hard to starboard. Do not run into the sinking ship. I think we might have a bit of a collision here on our hands. Yeah, we have a bit of a collision on our hands here. New Haven is taking on a bit of water. Too eager to get to the enemy. I'm not sure if she's got torpedoes away. This thing is taking an absolute beating, and she should be down and out for the count without too much longer taking fire here. Yeah, she's taking so much damage from those 6-inch shells. Okay, let's reorganize ourselves. Yeah, Attentive is sinking, so I am going to now form up the groups here. So please form up behind San Francisco. And both Salem and New Haven are taking on some water. Porter needs to get closer again to the heavy cruisers, get into a chase here. And the battle group needs to form up. And the heavy cruisers are on that course. They do have torpedoes themselves. Salem has gotten the flooding under control. New Haven is still working on it. But I think the pumps are almost there. So let's get back up to flank speed, 30 knots, and close the range while raining fire down on the St. George, which has taken some damage already. Porter is now going in as well. She is drawing a lot of fire, and her smoke screens are not yet ready, so I do have to be a bit careful with her. These are some big guns here. But Porter doesn't have to hide. She's almost a light cruiser by herself. Okay, we are... San Francisco, I think, is starting to land hits now, and the Brooklyns are falling in formation. And yes, we're getting hits on the enemy torpedo launchers. They're still focusing on Porter, which means they do not return fire to the main cruiser group, and the St. George is already burning merrily. I am actually going to fire armor piercing because I think that might actually be more effective. Let's get Porter. Yep, there come the torpedoes again. but fortunately launched at the porter, which is not a big problem for her to evade. And once her smoke screen is ready again, I'm going to give another go and try to launch some torpedoes of our own here. There's fire incoming. Lots of partial penetrations. I don't know how much armor these things have. The Europa is in good shape still, but the St. George has taken on some water in the bow section. Porter is almost ready on another smoke screen, but does not have a good solution, unfortunately. And smoke up. Torpedoes are not yet reloaded, so we'll try to get a little closer still with Porter, while the rest of the fleet is closing in and is focusing fire heavy now at the Europa. Actually, can you please focus on finishing up the St. George? I know you've got your solutions down, but please finish it up on that thing. Porter is coming in for a close run. Bad torpedo angle, but that might force them to give more broadside to the armor-piercing shells once we get the torpedoes away. So we're going in close, going in for the close. Both have taken damage. The St. George is now being hammered by the Brooklyn's fire. And I'm not sure if they still... I don't know if they still have torpedoes, so I don't want to risk too much. We are getting into suicide range here with Porter, so let's get her to turn about. Get her torpedoes away, and then get out of there. Launch torpedoes, please. There comes the torpedo launch, as expected, but Porter should be able to outturn that without too much trouble. She's got her own torpedoes away. Porter, turn for your life. Oh, we might have overturned a bit there. We might have overturned. Straighten her out. Oh no, Porter has taken a torpedo. That's unfortunate. Can she return the favor? Has overturned, but I think we may have landed a torpedo hit in return, and maybe one or two more here. Yep, torpedo hits from the Porter. They've returned the favor. And the friendly cruisers are now at point-blank range, making a pass here. Absolutely hammering these British cruisers with armor-piercing shells. And the St. George is flooding. Yeah, St. George is flooding. She is sinking. Concentrate fire on the Europa. Drop down speed to 25 knots. Never mind, Europa is already down as well. So beside Porter taking a torpedo here, but giving in return, we've managed to take down all four of the enemy cruisers. Lots of torpedo action here, and New Haven and Salem have given very well with the 6-inch guns. San Francisco hasn't been dealing quite as much damage, and Porter managed to get 4 torpedo hits in. Well done, Porter, actually, but has taken a torpedo in return, unfortunately. And with the naval invasion of Haiti, the whole Dominican Republic is under our control, and that means no longer any British presence. The British troops on the ground had to surrender after being attacked from multiple sides, and our action of Honduras has further slowed down the enemy progress in their invasion here. With the two battle groups now freed up, so we've got the New York and Texas with the cruiser and destroyer group. We'll shift some light forces over to the other group, but we've got the second battle group, which has taken some damage. We'll probably the third battle group. We'll get the third group the damaged ships to detach and repair, and then we will go and chase down all these forces here. Most of them are light forces. There are a couple of heavy cruisers around, but I think not much in terms of battleships. There are some scattered battleships, and mostly just a submarine action in the Atlantic here. So we'll have to reinforce. We have to send some destroyers north to chase down these submarines as well. But we do want to clear out the Caribbean first, and there are plenty of light forces here that we need to chase down. All of that coming in a future episode. But for now, the war against the Allies in the Gulf, the Caribbean, and in the Atlantic is going relatively well. If we're looking at the overall strength, Britain still has 10 battleships out there. France is relatively far down, and Germany is down to 2 battleships as well. So I think they are once we manage to reduce British holdings sufficiently that they lose support at home, things are about to close.